All right, y'all, welcome to the show. I got an awesome one for you today. So I'm going to talk about book bannings and how the right is on a crusade to ban books with topics that they don't like. The numbers are astonishing. The details are mind-boggling. We're talking about people going after like fucking civil rights books. Wild stuff. I'm going to lead with that in just a second. Later on in the show, we got a new ad that was just dropped. Don't run, Joe. That's the ad. So you got the left flank is coming out strong, saying, time for you to step aside, bro. This ain't going to work. And Biden also kills the Iran nuclear agreement once and for all. It's now over. And also we'll discuss Televangelist came out and said God is whispering in his ear about climate change and telling him, bro, don't even worry about it. It's all a hoax and stuff, so who cares? All right, so let's go ahead and dive into it here. So Judd Legum of Popular Info has this amazing tweet thread for us here, laying out how this right-wing citizen in Florida is on a crusade to ban books that she doesn't like, that doesn't compart with her politics. So here's what he says. This high school English teacher is trying to ban 150 books from school libraries in Florida. I talked to her to find out why. Buckle up, this one gets wild. One book challenged by the teacher, Vicky Baggett, that's her name, is When Wilma Rudolph Played Basketball. The book is about the childhood of Rudolph, a sprinter who won 3 gold medals. It covers how she overcame physical limitations and racial prejudice in the 40s to become a champion. What? I've never seen a less offensive book than this. It's about overcoming racial prejudice in a time where there was like literal segregation in place, by the way, and overcoming physical limitations. She wants to ban it. In the challenge form submitted, Baggett submitted, I think that's supposed to say, on August 24th, she claims that the purpose of the book is, quote, race baiting, and it is not appropriate for any age group. In an interview, Baggett said the book trashes and puts down those who are not black. She describes the book, which is a true story of Rudolph's experience, as very anti-white. You can't make this stuff up, man. Holy shit. Baggett didn't dispute the book was an accurate portrayal of life in the American South in the 40s, separate water fountains, etc., but insisted it would make white students feel uncomfortable because they are being white-shamed. Holy shit. No, they are not. They are doing an accurate retelling of history and an amazing personal story. She can't abide by it. Imagine how insane you have to be to make the argument that she's making. Baggett says when Wilma Rudolph played basketball is inappropriate because, quote, not all whites treated blacks like this. Baggett added that not all blacks do drug crimes like a lot of people say. Very not racist lady here. Totally not racist. The least racist person we've ever seen. Baggett said she challenged the book because she believed it violated the DeSantis Stop Woke Act. The bill prohibits instructing students that they, quote, must feel guilt, anguish because of actions committed in the past by other members of the same race. So, look, let me ask you a question, everybody. So, if any student feels guilt or anguish because of the history of slavery or Jim Crow, should you just not teach anything about slavery again? Is that the idea? Now, clearly, their intent is like, yes. The more insane fringe people on that side, they say yes. Because that's what she's trying to do. She's trying to stop this totally benign book. Pressed on whether her interpretation of the Stop Woke Act would allow any instruction about historical prejudice, Baggett suggested the book might be appropriate for children starting in the 4th grade. This directly contradicts what she wrote on the form. Baggett's social media accounts raise more questions about her approach to racial issues. In 2015, Baggett posted a picture of the Confederate flag on her Facebook page. Oh boy, here we go. See, so now the real reason comes out. The real reason is she thinks the Confederacy should have won the Civil War. The real reason is she agrees with that backwards philosophy. Not because, oh my God, you're shaming white people and it's unfair to us. That's just the cover story. Baggett said that she posted the flag because, quote, everyone in my clan fought in the Civil War, and she was not ashamed of that. Baggett added that when she was a member of the Daughters of the Confederacy, whoa, which has been designed as part of the Neo-Confederate movement. As recently as 2018, the Daughters of the Confederacy website stated, slaves, for the most part, were faithful and devoted. Most slaves were usually ready and willing to serve their masters. Wow, now, teaching that, this is not at all offensive. This is not at all revisionist history. This is factual. But teaching a story, a direct personal story from somebody who persevered and they were black and disabled in the 40s, that goes way too far. These fucking people. Baggett said she did not believe the photo of the Confederate flag she posted on Facebook could make her students uncomfortable. She said her students know me very well, and my best friend is a black woman. Oh, this is too perfect. The Escambia County School District is dealing with a flood of book challenges, and nearly all of them were filed by Baggett. Baggett is responsible for 148 of the 150 book challenges in Escambia this year. Wow. What a thread from Judd Legum here. What great work from Judd Legum. This is the teacher right here. So just to put this in perspective for you, because, look, the narrative for a long time has been, it's the left that are petty and censorious and ban-happy, and they're the ones who don't understand the First Amendment. They're the ones who don't understand free speech. They're the ones who do the book bannings and the book burnings. Well, guess what? I've showed you this before, but I'm going to show it again. These are the states that lead in book banning. Texas, number 1, 801 bans in 22 districts. Florida, number 2, 566 bans. 2 very right-wing states. Pennsylvania, 457 bans in 11 districts. By the way, the districts where they're doing the bannings are conservative. Tennessee, 349 bans in 6 districts. Oklahoma, 43 bans. Michigan, 41 bans. So you can see here the overwhelming majority of the top book ban-happy places are red states. So, look, if you are inclined to actually care about the Constitution, actually care about the First Amendment, actually want to prevent book bannings, well, you have some very specific criticism to direct here at a certain segment of the right. But my guess is the Steven Crowders, the Ben Shapiros, the Dave Rubins, they will say absolutely nothing about any of this. And by the way, I bet even like resistance liberal media like MSNBC, I bet they won't even talk about this stuff in detail. This is astonishing, man. Because, you know, when you hear these stories of like, oh, the right is trying to ban this book from a school or whatever, I think people's default assumption is like, well, what was going on in that book? Was it like some, you know, explicit description of sex that some like second grader is reading? Because in that scenario, it's like, hey, man, you don't want kids reading a sex scene or some shit. But no, it's stuff like this. It's stuff like this that's being banned. Because they don't like the narrative it pushes. And they lie and pretend like, oh, you're shaming all white people by pointing out accurate history. No, you're not. I'm white. I don't feel guilt or anguish. It's just history. And we learn from history. But that's the thing, she doesn't want to. She clearly loves the Confederacy, and she's masking her true feelings. So anyway, barely masking her true feelings. There you have it. A lot of right-wing book bans going on. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.